look at some of the Texans' 2018 season resulted in a division championship. The arrow was pointing up. Then came that home game in the postseason against the Colts, and yet again the Texans don't show up in the playoffs. The teams in their division, well, other than maybe the Titans, I don't know where the Titans really are this year. I have a feeling they may have a surprise for us in store, but this is about the Texans. The Jaguars and the Colts are going to be better. This is going to take everything the Texans can manage to win that division again, Chris. And I look at what they've done this offseason. Job number one, improve the offensive line. Do you think they've done it?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they get a veteran guy in Matt Khalil who comes around from Carolina, who, of course, was underwhelming there. He can add some depth. They decided to go with the young guy route. That's really the big thing. Titus Howard in the first round. Second round, Max Sharping. Those are tackles. So they're a little unproven. They're both extremely talented. Love both guys coming out in the draft, but I don't know if you're going to be able to count on them to be day one starters. The big thing is they just got to stay healthy up front. They got the injury bug bad last year on the offensive line. That led to some of the issues as far as pass protection. Of course, Deshaun Watson has to do a better job with keeping his body safe too and avoiding some of those big hits that you and I talked about all year last year. I still look at the Texans and think they're going to be an incredibly good team. My big question about them, and we saw it in the wild card game, Mike, was their pass defense. Their pass defense struggled last year, and they got gashed by Andrew Luck and company in the first half of that game in the wild card round. And yeah, they lose a Kareem Jackson. They lost a Tyrone Honey Badger Matthew. So how do the new guys like Bradley Roby, Lonnie Johnson, who got drafted, Tashawn Gibson in free agency, are they going to be able to improve that defensive secondary? I think that's the big question, because it wasn't just talent. It was also scheme that got exposed a lot in Houston to lead to some of those big plays. So those are some of my big questions.
They got to figure out what they're going to do with Jadeveon Clowney, short-term and long-term. He's under the franchise tag. They have a deadline of July 15 to sign a long-term deal. No indication they're making any progress there. And, the big thing is Deshaun Watson. He is the franchise quarterback. He is the guy who can take this team, if he's healthy and if he has enough help around him, as far as it ever would want to go. But 62 sacks last year, and more importantly, Chris, 133 hits on Deshaun Watson, who is not a big, thick human. He is I don't want to say skinny, but he's not built to withstand that kind of abuse. And it's amazing to me, and it's impressive to me that he managed to play the whole season. But, we saw what happened to him as a rookie. He had that torn ACL where it went in practice, but he told us after the fact that he thought it happened to him in the game against the Seahawks where he got twisted up a little bit. Look, it's going to happen again. The guy's fearless, but it's going to happen again. It's the same concern we have with the Carson Wentz. You have to know how to avoid taking those hits because it's basic physics. You take enough hits, something is going to go, and you're not going to be able to play, and then it's going to be whoever their backup quarterback is. And I don't know who their backup quarterback is, and I don't think I want to know who their backup quarterback is.
No, I don't think any of us want to know. And in fact, as you're saying that, I'm going, wait, who the heck is their backup quarterback? I got to remember.
Is it Brandon Whedon?
They got A.J. McCarron in there this offseason. That's who I forgot
that'll
about.
help.
Yeah, well,
that'll help.
Exactly right. So, Deshaun Watson is certainly got to learn that. I mean, there's just too many hits. And especially, forget the hits that he can't do anything about. It is when he tucks the ball away. There was too many times last year, whether it was the Dallas game or whatever it may be, where he got crushed, and it was just unnecessary. And let's not forget, he had to take a car ride to Jacksonville. He couldn't fly with the team because he had discomfort in his chest and his lungs and everything like that. So he's dancing a fine line there. I still think this Houston Texans team is very good. I do think the offense needs to improve too, though. One, it's just always a DeAndre Hopkins show. They got to show me another weapon in the pass game. If Will Fuller's not there, and he's had a hard time staying healthy, as you and I both know, it just becomes all about Hopkins. And if Hopkins can't make it happen with Deshaun Watson, then the offense kind of struggles. So, they need to find another weapon to spread the ball around a little bit. And two, I do think the offense has to grow too. It's a little predictable as far as the X's and O's department. You got a guy like Deshaun Watson who can do just about anything athletically at the quarterback position. I'd like to see them do more on that side of the ball.
I had forgotten about the bus ride to Jacksonville because they thought he may have to take a bus ride to Denver for the home or for the road game after the one in Jacksonville. And look, the guy's fearless, and I got to give him credit for that. But you also have to be smart. You have to do everything you can to be available for your team, and eventually you're not going to be able to go if you take that kind of a pounding. It's on the Texans to give him better protection, but it's also on the quarterback to better avoid the hits. And that was one of the things that impressed me about him as a rookie. He seemed to have that instinct to weave through traffic and avoid taking the big hits. But you know what? If you just don't have any protection and you're behind the line of scrimmage, it's unavoidable, Chris. You're going to get hit. You're going to get hurt. And I think that's the big concern for the Texans. Can they keep Watson on the field? And can they allow him to be healthy? Because surely if he's 100% and he's not taking a bus ride to Jacksonville, he's going to play better.
Yeah, no, exactly right. And, you know, it's he's got to learn to give up on plays sometimes. You know, he's so special and so talented that even when he's behind the line of scrimmage and somebody's holding his jersey, he just never gives up. He always thinks there's a way he can make a throw or spin out of it and break the tackle and make something more happen. And he's just got to gauge that line to where, okay, I can make that happen, or this isn't worth it. Let me go down and not get my head knocked off by some defender who loves hitting quarterbacks.
The quarterback depth chart in Houston: Deshaun Watson, A.J. McCarron, Joe Webb, and that's it. So stay healthy, Deshaun Watson.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.